Hey guys, it's me, Brandy, and I'm gonna do a quick little eye look with y'all using the Violet Voss All of You Forever palette. It looks like this. This is probably gonna be a pretty easy eye look, and this is also the first time that I'm using this palette, so it'll kind of be like a first impressions as well. So let's just get started. And I can't imagine it's going to be a very exciting eye look, just so y'all know right now. It's going to be pretty boring with these colors. I mean, it's a pretty color palette, but I really wish that there was some olive mattes in here. All there is some like brownie mauve mattes and a black. So yeah, I am dipping into Endless Desire first, and we're gonna get started. So the way that I do my eye looks, I pretty much do, I would say, almost the same thing every time. So the first thing I do is I map out my crease. Now, the reason why I map out my crease is because I wouldn't say I have completely hooded eyes, but I do have hooded eyes a little bit. So with that, you kind of have to like make your crease stand out a little bit more. So when I map out my crease, I kind of just, it means that I put, like you can see my crease is right there, right above where my lid socket is. And so when I put my shadow on, I put it above that spot, basically right here. I'll show you with this eye, right on this bone right here. So that is where my new crease is, and that is how I put my crease, that's how I map out my eye look. I start off with that. And I don't know how many of my videos you've watched, if this is your first one, or if you've seen several of my videos, but you know that this is basically, I would say, unless I'm doing a different type of look, this is the thing that I do every time. So I always try to just keep it right there, right above my crease, and then I will go in after I lay down all of the color, and I'll go in with a bigger, I gotta clean that brush. I'll go in with a larger brush with no additional product, and I will just blend out the edge. Now, the reason why I do that is because I always want a gradient from the crease to the brow bone. So I am okay with shadow going above my crease and into the brow bone area. As a matter of fact, I like that. So I'll basically go in and do what I just did. So next, I'm gonna go into the crease again with that same color. And I don't know if I told you the name, but it's called Endless Desire. And I will basically reinforce the crease, and this is a smaller brush, just because I really want the crease to stand out. And when you blend upwards onto the brow bone, sometimes you'll lose some of that crease action. You kind of lose that when you blend up. So, and I want there to be a defined crease. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's why I do that. So again, I'm going to go in one more time with my blending brush before I put on the next color. So next, I'm going to go back in with that smaller brush, and I don't really care that it has the other color on it because it's going into my outer, and I'm going to go into Charmed, which is the brown, and I am going to literally just stamp this right in my outer corner. I'm going to do that on the other side. And then just to be sure that there's no harsh edge, I'm going to go back in with the blending brush and just blend out only the edge. I'll go back in with that other brush, and I'm just going to, again, reinforce the corner. So basically the big thing that I have always worked with as far as eyeshadows go is that you always want to blend out your edges, and you'd go as crazy as you want according to your style. So if you feel like it's too much, if you do a bright color eye, just do this. You know, I do this with every type of eye that I do for the most part, but sometimes I'll stray off and I'll do something different. But even if I'm doing a very, very colorful eye, which I do most of the time, this is kind of the technique that I use. So I'm going to use this brush now that is stained red, and I'm going to go into, I'm going to go into Infinity first, which is this black. And it seems like it's pretty pigmented. So I'm going to put this on my lower lash, but I'm going to try to keep that as close to my lash line as possible. We'll do that on the other side. It's done. I'm going to go in with this little brush that's kind of like a C shape, I guess would be the name or the way. And I'm going to go into this pinkier. It's called Infatuated. And I'm going to go underneath that black to kind of blend out the black without getting it everywhere. Because when you work with black shadow, it can be scary. But don't be scared, because all you have to do is just remember to put small amounts. Don't go nuts with it. And as long as you don't go crazy with it, to start off with, it'll end up just fine. So I'm going to go back into that Infinity with the same brush, and I'm going to put this on my lower lash. My upper lash as close to the slash line as I can. Only on the outer corner. And the reason why I only want it on the outer corner is because I'm going to do something with, the olive shimmers right here. So I'm not really trying to like go all crazy or anything. So you don't need to necessarily blend that out, because we're going to go on top of that with, I think I'm going to go on top of that on the outside with this Olive Grow. So with most shimmers, you're going to want to have a brush that picks up. A lot of times natural bristle brushes pick up the pigment better because it like sticks to it better. This is a synthetic brush, and on this palette it did just fine. So sometimes it is a better fit to have all different kinds of brushes so you can try to figure out which method is best. I mean, sometimes a shimmer eyeshadow, the best way to apply it is with your finger, and sometimes with a brush, and sometimes with a wet brush, and sometimes on top of a glitter glue. So it really just depends. I like to wet almost all of my shimmers, so I'm gonna do that now just to see if this gives like a different kind of a finish. I don't know if you can see that, but it does. It kind of gives it like a more shiny finish, which I do like how that looks. So I'm gonna wet the brush on the other side now. So I'm gonna clean off that brush, and I am going to dip into this one right here. Oh, that one. I think I'm gonna go into this one here, which is just like a lighter olivey tone. And I am going to put this in the front portion of my eye. I like to travel my inner corner or my inner lid color. I like to travel it above my crease. I just think that on my eye shape it looks nice. It's not something you need to do all the time, or even something you need to do, and I just think that it looks nice. And for me, most of the time my shadows go above my crease anyways, just because I have that kind of eye. Alright, so last I'm going to go into this one here, which is the lightest shimmer, and it's called Major Spotlight. I'm going to spray that, and I'm going to put this on my inner corner. Also going to travel it below my lash a little bit, and I do that because I think that it opens up my eye a little bit. I could be wrong, but I just feel like having that little bright pop right underneath your lash. An eyebrow bone highlight is not for everyone, but it is for me. So I always do an brow bone highlight. No, I don't want to say eyebrow bone highlight. So anyways, I always put this above on my brow bone, and it's just, I don't mind shadow all the way up to my brows. Actually love it. So I'm going to just take this blending brush, and I'm going to blend the top portion of this together. And a lot of times when you do shadows on your lid and like in your crease and everything, you just want to make sure that the blend is nice. So if you're having issues with like getting this corner to blend, just take a fluffy brush and very, very lightly, almost like if you're not touching it at all, just go over the portion. And the way you hold your brush is going to help you with your blend. So if you hold it closer to the bottom, you're not going to put as much pressure on that area. if you hold it closer to the top and you have like detail work, then you can go in and just like put more pressure with your detail work. So that is that. I'm going to throw in some liner. I'm going to put, oh, which one do I want to do? I'm going to do this e.l.f. liner, and I'm going to put that in my waterline. Let's try this Milk Kush mascara and see if that is what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, that's better, okay. My biggest tip is to get up close into your mirror when you're doing mascara so that you can get every single hair. And then when you're doing your bottom lash and your upper lash, you're going to want to go in a motion like this. And on the bottom lash, same thing, kind of just back and forth. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I do my mascara. So this is what I'm going to use on my lips today. This is by e.l.f. This is Hydrating Core Lip Shine in the color Joyful. Huge nude lip person, but I love this. You guys already know I like what would I call it? I like shiny lips, like, so I love lip gloss and stuff like that. So anyways, powder, I don't normally do this step, but I've been finding that lately I'm getting a little oily throughout the day, and I don't put a lot of product on my actual face, so I don't know what the reason is for looking a little oily at the end of the day. So I just kind of trying to see if I can combat that a little bit. All right, so this is the finished look. What do you think? Do you like it? I hope you like it. So anyhow, I appreciate you guys being here with me. I think that you're awesome, and please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. If you do this look, tag me in it, and on Instagram or whatever, so I can see it. And also, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video or dislike it if you don't like it, and comment down below. And if you want more makeup content like this, please go follow me over on Instagram. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.